the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is AC's Conversations. AC's Conversations is about sports, music, TV, movies, and more.
Everything and more.
Everything is ready to go.
That include the latest news and rumors, along with interviews with the biggest names in sports and entertainment. This is AC's Conversations with your host, News 8 Sports Director.
The man is the real deal.
Let's go to work, brother.
Anthony Calhoun.
Talk more about the Boilermakers gearing up for the NCAA Tournament. Who else better to talk about the Boilers than this man right here, Rob Blackman, who is the voice of your Purdue Boilermakers basketball team. Thank you so much for joining us, man. And we're going to dive into the Boilers in a moment. But when you saw the bracket and you survey this bracket and you think about Purdue playing here, like at home, you think about the first two rounds, and then got to go to Detroit for the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight, and then, of course, you go to Phoenix. What an incredible opportunity for this basketball team. Give me your take on just what's ahead here for Purdue.
Yeah, great opportunity, but, AC, they've earned it. I mean, that's when you win 29 games and spend most of the season ranked in the top five, actually all of the season ranked in the top five, you earn this opportunity to play close to home. And, yes, 60 miles down the road from Purdue University, not a bad place to start. And if you're fortunate enough to win 2 games here, you obviously go to Detroit, where you should have a pretty good home crowd advantage there too. So yeah, it's a great opportunity, but Purdue earned this opportunity.
I totally agree with you. They've just been consistent all year round. I said this when the brackets came out on Sunday. I felt like, as far as Purdue, they deserve the overall number 1 seed. That's just my opinion. And one of the reasons for that, Zach Edey, what he's been able to do for this basketball team this season. What player of the year last year? We know he's going to win it again this year as well. And what is it about him that you like as they get ready to go to postseason player in the NCAA tournament?
Well, the easy answer is everything. I like everything about Zach Edey. Just think of the numbers he's put up in his career, let alone this season, AC. But, he's the school's all-time leading rebounder. That record had stood since 1980. He's the school's all-time leading scorer. That record had stood since 1970. He's about to be back-to-back National Player of the Year. First time that's happened since Ralph Sampson. I mean, the numbers that this guy has put up, not only in his career, but just let alone this season, are eye-popping and somewhat unbelievable. If I hadn't seen it with my own 2 eyes, I'm not sure I would believe the type of numbers he has put up. But yeah, he's been outstanding. And think about this, Anthony. He gets the best teams. He gets the other team's best shot every time he steps on the floor. Yeah. Think about that. No nights off for Zach Edey because everyone's gunning for the National Player of the Year. Yet he has risen to the challenge every time.
I totally agree with you. All right, so we saw last year what happened last year with this basketball team. We know what happened in the first round. Fairleigh Dickinson losing to a number 16 seed. Now, one of the issues that occurred last year, you had a lot of young guards. That's not the case here this year with this team. And shooting wasn't effective at all last year as well. Different story this year. Give me your take on just how critical the guard play is and making those threes as they make a run here this season.
Well, good point. Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith, last year's freshmen, started every single game for Purdue. They're the only players that started every game last year. Zach Edey was not one of those. Those 2 freshmen were. Now they're sophomores. Obviously, they're a little more seasoned, but you bring up the shooting, without question, that is where Purdue has improved the most. Last year, Purdue shot 32% as a team from 3. This year, they're shooting just over 40% from 3, which is second best in the nation. Think about this. I mentioned Fletcher Lawyer. In the month of March, Fletcher Lawyer, right now, as we stand here today, is shooting 71% from 3 in March. 71% from 3 in the month of March.
Unbelievable.
If that continues, Purdue's going to be in pretty good shape.
You're right about that. Okay. One more question for you here tonight as far as the team overall. Matt Painter, we know the job this guy has done, and he's so under the radar because all these 20-plus wins time and time again. We mentioned tonight, 9th straight trip to the NCAA Tournament. And when you talk about the Blue Bloods, if you will, the elites when it comes to postseason, Purdue is right there with them as well of what we saw in the past few years. Give me your take on Matt Painter. Is this the year he gets this team to the Final Four?
Boy, I certainly hope so. Yeah. And I think there are a lot of coaches, a lot of media members, just a lot of folks who follow college basketball around the nation. If you would poll them, you might have to do it anonymously, but you could take a poll and say, which coach currently in all of college basketball would you like to see to win the national championship the most? I think most would vote Matt Painter.
Yeah,
that includes me, and I would not do it anonymously.
Yep, you're right about that. Talking to Clark Kellogg, he even mentioned to me that he would like to see Matt Painter get to the Final Four and possibly win the championship because all the years has been just the consistency he's had throughout his career, and he's just been so under the radar when you think about it.
And you know who'd be right there beside him? Gene Katie.
Hey, you're right.
How cool would that be?
All right, man. Hey, hope it's a good run here. On Friday, man.
Thanks.
Friday and Sunday, Purdue hopefully can make a nice run here in Indy, and hopefully we'll be talking together next week in Detroit. But first things first, take care of business on Friday.
Discover more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to follow and subscribe to the AC's Conversations podcast and others on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Connect now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.